Welcome to Pop History. This episode looks at the story behind some of the popular events from April of 1981. Here we go. On April 1st, CNN aired a video showing psychic Tamara Rand's prediction, supposedly made in January, that President Reagan would be shot by a man with the initials JH. That video from her appearance on The Dick Maurice Show was shown again on April 2nd by network morning shows including Today and Good Morning America. Rand and Maurice later confessed that the interview and prediction had actually been recorded on the day after the assassination attempt. On April 2nd, after a 3-year hiatus, singer Grace Slick rejoined American rock band Jefferson Starship for the release of its 6th album, Modern Times. Slick provided background vocals for some of the songs and sang a duet with lead singer Mickey Thomas for the song Stranger. During her time away from the band, Slick had released 4 of her own solo albums. On April 3rd, the Osborne 1, the first commercially successful portable computer invented by Adam Osborne, was introduced at the annual West Coast Computer Fair in San Francisco. Weighing nearly 25 pounds, it had a plastic case and handle, which made it portable, but no battery. Instead, it was powered by a wall plug. The Osborne, which boasted 4 MHz and 64 kilobytes of RAM, was sold pre-bundled with software. It also came with a hefty price tag, costing nearly $1,800, which is the equivalent in buying power of about $5,500 in 2022. On April 11th, the lead guitarist from the American rock band Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, tied the knot with sitcom One Day at a Time actress Valerie Bertinelli in Malibu, California. Van Halen, 26, had met Bertinelli, 20, just 8 months before in Shreveport, Louisiana. Their only child, son Wolfgang, was born in 1991. Though the couple split in 2001 and divorced by 2006, they maintained a close friendship afterward, even attending each other's weddings. On April 12th, the Space Shuttle Columbia, piloted by astronauts John Young and Robert Crippen, lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida, just after 8 a.m. Propelled by 2 solid rocket boosters, fed by an external fuel tank carrying more than 500,000 gallons of supercooled liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen, the airplane-like craft entered into orbit around the Earth 8.5 minutes after takeoff. This mission, named STS-1, marked the beginning of America's space shuttle program and first voyage of a reusable manned spacecraft. This return to space was the first American manned mission since 1975. For this first flight of the shuttle, NASA's goal was to achieve a safe takeoff, ascent into orbit, and return to Earth for both shuttle and crew. When Columbia finally landed, it touched down at Edwards Air Force Base in California just after 1:20 p.m. on April 14th. During the 54-hour spaceflight, Columbia orbited the planet Earth 36 times. On April 13th, Don't Say No, the second studio album by Billy Squier, was released. Don't Say No became Squier's biggest career album and included hits like Lonely as the Night, In the Dark, My Kind of Lover, and The Stroke. The album was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America by Midsummer and platinum only 2 months later. It made it to number 5 on the Billboard Top Album chart and remained on the chart for 111 weeks. On April 17th, the American slapstick comedy film Caveman, starring Ringo Starr, Dennis Quaid, Shelley Long, and Barbara Bach, was released. The film's dialogue is almost entirely in caveman language, and at some showings, audiences were issued a translation pamphlet for 30 caveman words. Though the film received mostly negative reviews, it still grossed over $16 million at the box office. Barbara Bach and Ringo Starr, who first met on the set of Caveman, were married just over a year later. On April 18th, the longest game in professional baseball history took place during a minor league game between the Rochester Red Wings and the Pawtucket Red Sox. The game, played at McCoy Stadium in Pawtucket, took 33 innings and more than 8 hours to complete, spanning several days. Though it had started around 8 p.m., the game was still going at 4 a.m. on the 19th. The score was tied 2-2 after 32 innings of play. The game was stopped at 4:09 a.m., the players on both teams visibly exhausted. The game would eventually resume on June 23rd, taking only 18 minutes to finally break the tie. A single by Dave Koza, with bases loaded, secured the win for the Red Sox. Nearly 6,000 fans had shown up to witness the outcome of the continuation game, after original play had attracted national attention. On April 20th, the last game of the Women's Professional Basketball League was played in Omaha, Nebraska. The league was the first professional women's basketball league in the United States, lasting 3 seasons from 1978 to 1981. In this contest, the championship game between the Nebraska Wranglers and the Dallas Diamonds, the home team pulled off a victory 99-90 to win this final game in the best-of-5 series, taking home the WPBL Championship trophy. On April 22nd, 4 men wearing masks pulled off one of the largest bank robberies in American history, escaping with over $3 million in cash from the First National Bank of Arizona in Tucson. The men surprised a janitor and bank manager as they arrived before the bank opened, forcing the two, at gunpoint, to unlock the doors and turn off the alarm. The men quickly entered the vault, which held the deposits from the other First National branches in the city. The robbers stuffed the money into bags in less than 20 minutes, then fled in a white van. No shots were fired, and no one was harmed in the heist. On April 27th, the first test run of Bigfoot took place at a field near St. Louis, Missouri, as the monster truck rolled over a line of abandoned cars. This new type of vehicle was the brainchild of Bob Chandler, whose creation had tires so big that it could roll over and crush anything in front of it. Bigfoot was built from a Ford F-250 pickup, which was modified with 66-inch tires, a heavy-duty suspension, and 4-wheel steering. The creation of Bigfoot led to a new sport of monster truck competition, the first event taking place over 2 years later at the Pontiac Silverdome in front of a crowd of almost 70,000 spectators. On April 30th, the Anheuser-Busch Brewing Company began marketing a new, lower-calorie beer named Budweiser Light. The new product, soon rebranded as Bud Light, contained almost 1% less alcohol and only 110 calories per 12-ounce can or bottle. Bud Light was sold nationwide in the summer of the following year. that wraps up our look at pop history from April 1981. Keep an eye out for our next episodes coming soon. For now, as always, thank you for watching and joining us in this stroll through our memories from 1981.